Maybe he just needs a magnet. I guess that takes us to the marriage in the Witch's Cathedral. No, considering everything that's gone on in here, maybe it should be called a demon's abode. Erica, who wanted to savor the memory of her perfect victory, stood with the whole last cathedral to herself as the flush slowly left her cheeks. Then, though she had thought herself alone on the balcony, she saw a shadow. It was Lambda Delta. Oh, it's you, Lady Lambda Delta. It's not often one finds you alone in a place like this. Oh, it's you. Congratulations on your big victory. Huh, that's strange. I think I remember saying the same thing to you right here at the end of the last game. That wasn't exactly a compliment. However, Erica was in such a good mood that even those words sounded like one. I happened to hear what you said a short while back. What? I heard that you have also had the experience of being toyed with as a piece in some great witch's game board, then sealed away in some awful hell. Erica had a cruel, triumphant look on her face, as though she had managed to pry into some embarrassing memory from the other's past. However, Lambda Delta didn't look in the least bit flustered, and instead gazed down from the balcony in silence. I have. I wonder how many years I was shut up in there. Maybe I should have counted them like Bayan. No, it's probably best that I didn't. Counting the years is what made Bayan break. Are you saying that my master also fell into the hell of a logic error at some point? She did, though she wasn't the one responsible for that logic error. Because she wasn't the game master? That's right. At that time, she was still a small piece that wasn't even self-aware yet. It was her master, the game master, who committed the logic error. My master was also a witch's piece? Yes, that kid's master is another bad one. Though she created the game herself, partway through she lost sight of what her goal was. She ended up creating something like a broken game of backgammon, where the start and goal were connected like a donut. What do you mean she lost sight of her goal? I'm talking about a logic error. In her backgammon game, she was unable to draw the line of logic describing how to reach the goal she desired, so the game remained broken with no goal at all. In that case, she should have quieted down and thought of an answer herself. Instead, she despicably left even the thinking entirely to her piece, Bayan. Have you heard of the infinite monkey theorem? Yeah, I have. It's a theory, no an absurdity, arguing that if a monkey hits random letters on a typewriter for an infinite amount of time, he'd probably end up with the exact same set of letters as Hamlet by coincidence sooner or later. But I think it was already kind of disproven as insofar as that, like, the death of the universe would probably come sooner than this. Just in terms of probability, I mean. It could, of course, happen right at the very first attempt. But I don't know, I read about it recently again, and there was like some argument that went something like, with lots of mathematical formulas proving some way or another that, like, the time it would take would just like be, for the chance to rise more and more that it actually happens would like be so long that the universe would be dead before that. I don't know, I might remember it wrong. You can probably just look it up on Wikipedia instead of listening to me saying it all wrong. But it was something about how it was kind of, would take too long. Even though, whatever. Wouldn't that be a horrible hell? Ben was forced to type randomly on a typewriter for an eternal period of time without even knowing the meaning of what she was doing. The Game Master was trying to get Ben to create a goal that this Game Master hadn't even thought of. Could Erica even imagine how horrible a hell it would have been? A job you have to do 100 times and a job with a 1/100th chance of success that you have to keep doing repeatedly. Probabilistically, they may look very similar, but the difference in cruelty between them is great. When you have to do a job 100 times, you steadily approach the end, get more efficient as you become more used to it, and it eventually does end. However, a job that succeeds with a 100th probability doesn't reflect the hard work of the individual in the slightest. Everything is left to luck. In the worst case scenario, even the task of flipping a coin until you get heads can last more than 100 years. How many keys are there on a typewriter? About 100, maybe. What do you think the odds are of hitting those at random and getting Hamlet? I can't even imagine. They must be unbelievably small. That's right. It's not really any different from an endless spawn of time. Was that dizzying sort of time, the child was forced to keep pounding on that typewriter until she typed out a miracle. That's why she's the Witch of Miracles? If she hadn't been a witch, no, if she hadn't been capable of becoming a witch, she would probably still be a black cat strapped to that typewriter for eternity. That child was blessed by a miracle, succeeded in typing out a miracle, became a witch, and returned from that hell alive. That hell was so long and harsh that her mind was completely broken. That's why she became such a mean and heartless witch. Even you would dislike your master if given the choice, right? That's not true. I am honored to be my master's piece. My master is a powerful persecutor, trampling over the weak is her natural right. Because she's a human on the bully side of life. Huh. Do you know how to create a great bully? No. It's easy. Bully them horribly, even if it's just for a short time. Then suddenly stop and give them power. If you do that, then no matter who it is, they'll be reborn as a mighty bully. Even if you only bully them for about 3 days, you'll get them to believe that they're still a bully kid for 100 million times longer than that, and they'll reign as the mightiest of bullies. What does that have to do with my master? You don't understand anything about Bairn. No matter what kind of ruthless, cruel, horrible scum Bairn may be, I want to be the one person who knows what she's truly like. And the same goes for me. Hold on. I'm not sure who's saying that, actually. I think that kid is a fellow survivor from hell, is the only one who can understand what I'm truly like. It sounds like you're jealous of the relationship we have, but give it up. The hell you think you've trudged through is nothing more than a blink compared to the one we crawled out of. Okay, I guess it's still Lambda Delta. This time, Erika was probably the one being mocked. The discouraged expression on her face clearly showed that she couldn't accept Lambda Delta's words. If you'll pardon me for saying, I think it's the depth of the hell that's important, not the length of the time spent there. Uh-huh. You think so, Witch of Truth, Erika? I don't know what kind of hell you were in, Lady Lambda Delta, and I'm sure the time I spent in hell was nothing more than a blink compared to yours. However, I don't think the depth of my hell were any shallower than yours. In part, to celebrate your victory, I'll listen to what you have to say without arguing back. From my point of view, both the hell my master fell into, which could only be escaped from with a miracle, and the hell you fell into, which I don't know about, but could be escaped from with certain willpower, were hells made to be escapable. Uh-huh, that's pretty bold, coming from you. I am the Witch of Truth. My hell was nothing more or less than the truth. When faced with the harsh reality of truth, no sort of willpower or miracle matters. I reached this place by overcoming that truth. I don't believe my power of withstanding the truth is in any way inferior to yours or my master's. So what's this power to withstand the truth? Those who don't know cannot understand. Perhaps you too couldn't become witches of truth because you couldn't bear to look at it directly. I'll forgive you for those impudent words. Letting them pass with a slight nod is my present to you for your recent victory. Thank you very much, great Lady Lambda Delta. Oh, that's unusual. It's rare to spot you two getting along. Oh, it's Bernkastel. At some point, Bernkastel had appeared on the opposite balcony of the cathedral. Erika, noticing her, cried, "My master!" happily and dashed over. Lady Lambda Delta was telling me old stories about you. A tale of miracles fitting for my master, the Witch of Miracles. I'll forgive you just this once. Huh? Never speak of my past again. A grimace rose to her face and blasted Erika's good mood away. Then she understood. Bernkastel was also a witch running from boredom. If it caught up with her, she would remember. Those never-ending days of hell. This is proof that even my master still hasn't gotten over the pain and fear of hell. It means that she lacks the power to withstand the truth. For the first time, Erika felt just a little disdain for her master. For the first time? Man. My apologies. More importantly, why have you come to a place like this? I was looking for you. I wanted to give you a reward. A reward? Really? Can I lick your shoes? Thank you very much, my master. Oh? Wow, I'm jealous. What are you gonna give her? First, I acknowledge your ascension as a true witch, not just a temporary one. I'll be your guardian. Witch of Truth, Furoro Erika. Thank you very much. All you did was remove the temporary bid. How happy can she be with a reward like that? You've got to want something more spectacular than that, right? No, that's not true. I'm very happy already. Of course, on the inside, Erika did want another present. Mimicking Lambda Delta, she looked at her master to see if any further rewards would be coming. I do have one other. Bianca still snapped her fingers. I see. Okay, I guess this is what leads to that scene we had at the beginning. As she did, a cloud of gold butterflies gathered and summoned Battler sitting in a throne at the center of the cathedral. Of course, his eyes were blank. He was still a shell of himself, his heart trapped in the closed room that he would never be able to escape from. That man is your reward. But my reward is Battler? Oh, I see. You're saying you'll make it so that Erika inherits all of his game board's territory. That's right. Look at Battler's finger. He's wearing the ring of the One-Winged Eagle, symbol of the territory lord. If that becomes yours, you'll become the official lord of this territory. I don't mean you'll be under my charge. In name and reality, this territory will be yours. So I need to take that ring of Battler's finger? Don't be stupid. There's only one ceremony where a woman gets a ring from a man's finger, right? Erika, take Battler as your husband and become the wife of the territory lord. Take Battler as my... Yeah, that's right. If the territory lord is never to wake again, he'll need a partner to serve by his side and in his place. In other words, he will control this territory. So we'll hold a wedding and exchange rings. Battler's territory lord ring will become yours. In exchange, you will put a ring of subordination on Battler's finger. You will control and humiliate him forever and create as many tales however you like using this territory and game board. Territory lord, Fudu Erika, any tale you wish will come true. The territory lord is God. Congratulations, you're going to become the god of the small but wonderful world. Is that true, my master? Will I become this world's god? That is the final reward I will give to you. Take Battler's ring and create your own world. When that happens, you won't be my piece anymore. You'll be your own witch and a splendid one at that. Congratulations, Lady Erika, and one day you must welcome me when I come to visit, just like Beato once did. Yes, my master, there could be no greater honor, and I'm starting to like this marriage thing. If you think about it, there could be no greater disgrace. After all, that Beatrice has apparently grown the desire to serve Battler and be liked by him. In the world that witch created, unmarried, defile and humiliate Battler. Oh yes, I understand. I so understand how painful it feels to have the one you love stolen away from you, and now I'm finally the one dealing out the pain. Truly, there could be no greater honor. You know, having been treated like crap does not give you the right to treat others like crap, just saying. I'm glad you like it. I knew it was the one present you'd like most in the world. Thank you so much, my master. Erika leapt down from the balcony and walked briskly towards Battler. Then she peered down at the reward she had been given. Now, isn't that a wonderful finale? You'll have a wedding, right? Of course, a magnificent one. The perfect way to end Beato's game. Of course, you'll send Beato an invitation too, right? Let's hope she actually comes. Okay, things are going to get busy. We have to prepare for the ceremony, make programs, and invitations. Don't forget the wedding dress and cake. And a cake, and you need to get things ready for the reception. The two witches disappeared, cackling. Only the two who were to be wed remained in the cathedral. Can you hear this? Battler, son, do you realize what's about to happen to you? Damn it. Battler's consciousness wasn't completely gone. It was very distant, but he was faintly tethered to reality, and that was what made it cruel. It was as cruel as though the spider called Erika had wrapped Battler up and was eating him while he was still conscious. No, she might have been like certain kinds of wasp. It was the cruelty of paralyzing her prey while it still lived, so that she could save him for later and eat him. In other words, the cruelty was that of a predator. You can't get out of that closed room. After all, you used all that red truth to show that it was closed. So don't worry, just let yourself be trapped in there forever. Because while you do, I'll be giving your body some good, long humiliation. Let's have a mirror in our bedroom. That way you can see just how you're being humiliated with your own eyes. And let's have a birdcage hanging from the ceiling. We can stick your beloved witch Beatrice in there. What do you think? Wonderful, isn't it? Yeah, I understand. This is how sweet it is to be standing on the other side. As he listened to this mad laugh, Battler couldn't even bring a distressed expression to his face. His heart was still trapped in the closed room he had created. His body and soul would soon be trapped within a new closed room of Erika's, a closed room called marriage. Hey, did you hear Voodoo? I sure did, Zipper. Lord Battler and Lady Erika having a wedding. The words were so similar to their usual stick that Beato had to ask them to repeat it again. What do you mean? As you know, the territory lord of this place has had his heart sealed away and cannot speak. It seems the beautiful Lady Erika is going to become his wife and support him in his work. The two demons explained the situation in a very simple yet dramatic way. I know what's going on. They are planning to take advantage of the fact that Battler's heart is sealed away, and use marriage to lock up his body as well, so that they can steal everything from him. At this rate, Battler's position as Game Master, and his territory lord's ring will be stolen away. That little thief thinks she can do whatever she wants. Let's steal him back. This doesn't concern me, but if it affects you, then it's my business too. Just stealing his body back won't do you any good. After all, the great Lady Bancaster has already signed the marriage certificate as a witness. With the great witch of the Senate serving as a witness, no one can dispel that union unless one of the pair wills it. So, as I thought, unless I can rescue Battlerson's heart from that closed room, there's no way we can save him. Then find a way to rescue him from there. You're going to steal away that bridegroom? Ah, how wonderful! If you can do that, it will make for a tale beautiful enough for the opera. However, the closed room sealing Battler is quite difficult. The only way out is the door, and if the chain is unset, his escape will not be accepted. And on top of that, the chain can't be set from the outside. And now there's no one left to switch places with him. No matter how you look at it, we're stuck. If we give up, we won't be able to save him. The only way we can save him now is to keep thinking. Though Beato looked as though she was about to burst into tears, she clenched her fists tightly. She was so frustrated with her inability to think up any brilliant plan that her heart felt as though it would burst. Zipper and Furfur, you two are known for being among the most powerful of demons. They say your magic can make the impossible possible. Could you use your power and knowledge to work out a plan for crushing this impossible closed room? Yes, love can accomplish any impossible thing. If you can't accomplish something, it means you lack enough love. Hearing that hurts. But we're moved by the strength of will that prevents you from giving up. Because you have that, we're sure you can bring about a miracle. Can't you at least give us some sort of hint about that miracle? We've known each other for quite some time. Can't you at least give my little sister a hint as a parting gift? We are always giving out hints. Without love, they cannot be seen. Yes, we can see you, which is why I'm telling you to show us. These two are always like this. You'll never get bored, but they can be very irritating at times like these. Zipar and Furfur certainly were demons who possessed a great power. The power of love that they bestowed had created several miracles in the past, miracles so great that they left marks on human history. However, those miracles were never given easily. They would give trials, tell riddles, and sometimes help the truth be realized, so that those who desire power could create that power themselves. No matter how pitiful the eyes that looked up at them, the two demons would never lend their power out of pity. As it is with gods, so it is with demons. They help those who help themselves. I understand. I'll think about it myself. I will certainly. See, demons, look at this modern, pure-hearted girl. As the demons of love, don't your hearts hurt even a little? Let's have a hint. Or could you at least give us a hint to a hint? Zipar and Furfur looked at each other. Of course, there was no pity on their faces. However, it could be seen that though they did find the problem amusing, they were considering what they should do next. What'll we do, Furfur? Can we just give a hint to a hint? Yes, that will do nicely, so let's have it. Okay, here's a present from Zipper and Furfur. A hint to a hint of love. Please. You can't see the answer, because you don't have enough love. I told you not a hint like that. And if you don't have enough love, why don't you watch some lovers who are overflowing with it? Yes, unfortunately, we have two groups of lovers right here with us. Why don't we take a peek at their fight for love? You should watch over and observe our trial. I told you, not a hint like that. Beato the Elder yelled at them, asking for a more tangible hint. However, Zipper and Furfur just giggled and ran about like rats. However, Beato took their hint to a hint seriously. Now that the Beatles were out of it, the second trial was between George and Shannon on one side and Jessica and Kanon on the other. Tear apart the two who are close. In other words, defeat one of the members on the opposing team. They were allowed to use any method they wanted. It could be a duel or it could be rock, paper, scissors. The four of them had alternated between speaking together, then splitting up and discussing things among their teams, and had apparently finally reached a decision. Zipper, Fufu. Do you have a second? Oh, they finally called out to us. So, George, have you decided on a format for the duel? No matter how much the two demons cheered the four of them on in a joking manner, their serious expression did not waver. Yes, we've decided to hold a duel. The duel will take place between Shannon and me. Oh. That's surprising. For a one-on-one duel, we would have thought that George and Jessica would have fought. These guys really wanted it to be them, and they wouldn't listen. As a man, I can't stand being unable to do anything but watch. However, Shannon's resolve will not waver, so we have no choice but to respect their decision and believe in them. Kanon, thank you so much for believing in me. I've always thought that if we had to fight each other directly someday, it should be done like this. And we've realized that that day is today. Of course, we might have been able to avoid this day. However, now this day has come, so we won't run away. That's right. I'm not running away, so I'll be right here. Me too. I placed my faith in Shannon, so I have nothing more to say. And even if Shannon is the one fighting, our power is one, so we'll be fighting together. Yes, that's right. I'm just representing the pair of us. If the lovers have decided, even we demons will not butt in. So, how would you like to settle this duel? You don't mean that you want to have a literal duel, do you? At once both Shannon and Kanon nodded. And the method? That doesn't matter as long as it is a fight to the death. If possible, we would like it to be peaceful without suffering, and we would like to avoid wounding each other unnecessarily before one of us dies. Zipper, we should be the ones to oversee this noble duel. True, we understand you two. We will propose a noble duel, one that will honor your noble spirits. I have no idea how any of this is supposed to be a hint to solving the closed room that Bella is trapped in. When Zipper clapped loudly, a case with an old design appeared in the air and landed between Shannon and Kanon. Fufu nodded at them, urging them to open it. Kanon crouched down and opened the case. There were some antiques inside. They would have looked splendid hanging on the wall at some classic coffee shop. However, they were not mere decorations now. But these are... I see. Just perfect for a duel. Inside the case were two dueling pistols, ancient like the kind used in the Middle Ages. Yes, this was a dueling pistol case that only those who wished for a fight to the death were allowed to open. They have one bullet each. As you requested, we have imbued them with magic. They have magical bullets, which will bring certain and painless death no matter where on your body they hit. Thank you very much. You are most merciful. And what if we both miss? Normally that will be a draw. However, such a thing is not allowed in our trial. If you both miss, you will come back and we will give you new bullets. This will repeat until one of you is dead. Oh, I'm curious how this will play out. I have no objections. Me neither. I'm glad. This means we can finally... settle this. Okay, I'm gonna guess the one who dies is gonna be... Kanon. Now let's see. Oshinomiya George, I recognize you as Shannon's. No, Sayo was a witness. Understood. Oshinomiya Jessica, I recognize you as Kanon's. No, Yoshiya's witness. Sure. We are responsible for this duel. It is our responsibility to see that this duel reaches a decision no matter what. When Zipper and Fufu cried these words out, the whole area was blanketed in a gold-colored light, and when it cleared, it had become the rose garden where golden roses bloomed. A duel over love, is it? How old-fashioned they are. I have seen many duels with pistols during my 1,000 years, but I have never seen one like this. Because it's being overseen by demons? No. A duel over love is usually a fight between two people both in love with the same single person. However, here we have a pair of lovers fighting another pair of lovers. This is quite odd. I'm sure it is because they want a miracle of magic. It seems we cannot be successful enough without such a miracle. Do you know the minimum number of people needed to create a universe? Huh? No, I don't. Shannon and Kanon each took a pistol out of the case, returned to their respective witnesses, and checked the weapons over. Then, when they both decided that there were no problems, they checked once more to make sure that their opponent was prepared, and nodded to each other. If there are no problems, let the duelists stand back to back, then walk the decided number of steps away from each other. Then the duel will begin on our signal. Zipa, how many steps should they walk? Good question. Well, maybe we should choose a number that's closely bound to this duel. A number closely bound? What number is that? 6? It's a number we know of well. It's that number which has been repeated over and over again since the time this game... Or 1. This tale began. 19. 666, that would take a long time. Imagine if you miscounted. 601, 603, oh shit. Okay, Kanon, come back. Kanon, can you even hear me? Kanon, no, don't turn around and shoot, no. Yeah, probably wouldn't work. That's an interesting number. I like it. It's a good number to settle everything with. 19. Whenever the illusion of a 19th person was seen on this island, on which only 18 people were supposed to be, this number was used to refer to the witch. It was the number of years needed to create this tale. It was the number of years it took to reach this unavoidable day. And it was the age of the true territorial lord of this world. Hold on, Battler? Or Beatrice, or what? If Battler really is 19, not 18, then would he be the baby? But the true territorial lord was Beatrice at the beginning. I'm not sure who they refer to. Let's stand across from each other, then walk 19 steps. And shoot. That's pretty full. At that distance, the first one to shoot won't necessarily be the winner. If one of us shoots first and misses, that will probably be the end for them. And if it hits, this easy game can be won without even getting a scratch. Well then, duelers, stand with your backs together. Oh, Shannon and Kanon slowly walked towards each other, facing each other. Once they turned away, they wouldn't see the other's face again until they killed them. So this face-to-face meeting would never happen again. Am I right? Is Kanon going to die? Am I wrong? Will it be Shannon? Thanks for everything. Getting to have a little brother like you was fun. Thank you for letting me be me. Thank you for showing me color in the world of gray. Why were we born, I wonder? It would have been better if we died right after being born. That's Father's sin, isn't it? Yeah, so he can just die. Let them all die. Yeah, everyone will die. It'll happen very soon. And right after, everyone will revive and we'll be able to see them again. We aren't birds in a cage anymore. We will finally leave our cage and fly off to our separate worlds. I should have had a duel like this with you long ago. Surely today is the day. Yeah, it's today. October 5th, 1986. The fated day. The day that one of us will die. Or maybe we'll both shoot at the same time and both die. That might not be so bad. Even that wouldn't be bad at all. Right. After all, even if that happens, our loves will surely be made complete. Did we really need to have this duel? We did. You said it yourself. We should have done this much sooner. Right. Because to me, you are just in the way now. For the first time, the intent to kill flashed through the eyes of both. Why? For what reason? Why must such a day come for this pair that seemed so much like siblings, connected by a bond different from love? It was a great mystery, as great a mystery as the question of how this could be the key to what's unlocking Battler's son's goddamn closed room. For real though, how is that even remotely connected to that? If I watch over this duel instead of running away, will I find the key to solving that closed room? I will, right? Zipper-san, Fufu-san. Oh Who's it gonna be? Hold on, I wanted to know if my guess was right. The cathedral was beautifully decorated for the wedding between the Territory Lord, Lord Battler, and Lady Erica. Suddenly hip-hop. I mean, not really hip. I don't know, it sounds like a hip-hop beat, kind of. A crowd of guests wearing goat masks. Yo, see? Perfect. I just started my rap career. See, that was a hit right there. I call it. A crowd of guests wearing goat masks filled the cathedral, waiting for the arrival of the bride and groom. As befitted a demon's wedding, it was neither solemn nor quiet, but cheery and noisy, brimming with activity. I wonder what Beatrice is doing. Oh, here she has gone to see Zipper and Fulfur. Since that powerful pair controls love, they could force even a demon king to retreat. I do hope they prove to be helpful in some way. Ow! I know all about those two. I think you know as well as me that they won't hand over the power easily. True. However, that is precisely why they are capable of granting a power that can lead to miracles. At any rate, if we can just free Betlacon's heart from that closed room, we should be able to manage something here. Closed rooms are for your favorite, are they not, Gob? Can you think of any tricks? This is a nasty one. Betla and Erica have been dropping red truth all over the place. I can say for certain that it's impossible to escape from the inside on one's own. So after all, the only way is to have someone else trade places with them and stop the chain. If someone does appear like that, saving Betla should be easy. There's a full 11 people, right? Those 11 are sealed on the second floor of the guest house, and we could somehow slip them out of there. I see. Solving the problem of Betla's on this closed room is equivalent to solving the problem of the closed room on the guest house's second floor. What if Erica switches places with him? He just causes her to actually fall in love with him, and then she will gladly switch places with him. See? That's the solution. I don't know. I don't even know if that even could even remotely make any sense, but like that way you wouldn't have to break the seals. Exactly. Limiting your thoughts to just Battler's guest room would be like getting trapped in a mental closed room of your own. The closed room we need to break open to save Battler's in the guest room is the closed rooms in the guest house. Oh, she's wearing glasses now. Most unfortunately, we of Eiserne Jungfrau have been placed in charge of the two rooms in the guest house. And you guys specialize in seals and barriers. However, that was quite impressive, Miss Garb. You realize that the closed room you should destroy to save Battler is in the guest house. The ceremony will begin soon, but why not reconstruct the scene as a way to kill time until then? Are you sure about this? Doesn't this violate the obligation of confidentiality you have as Lady Erica's pieces? That is no problem. Surely if you first have the seals around the scene confirmed and fall into despair, you will be able to celebrate the ceremony more sincerely. How confident? I'll take the challenge. Leah, let's have ourselves a little snack before the ceremony. With that, dear ladies of Eiserne, we humbly ask that you reconstruct the scene for us. We hear and obey. This is the cousin room. The next room over has the exact same layout. Carry out your inspection however you please. This room has Genji, Goda, Kanon, and then Klaus, Rudolph, and Jessica for a total of 6 people. The next room over has Hideyoshi, George, Shannon, Kumasawa, and Nanjo for a total of 5 people. Don't be stupid, everyone. Who's in this room doesn't matter anymore. We need to find out how to escape from it. You're right. The door and windows are sealed, so we must somehow escape from some other place. Through the floor. Just jump hard enough. You know what? I know all about how you having people like to use momentum to dodge issues. This is no closed room, right? Please allow me to speak. Let it be known that the closed rooms in our charge are perfect. You were in charge of the window seal of Kinzo's room last game, right? Just how did Bella let Kinzo escape from that room? That was no fault of Cornelia's. The blame rests on her superior, me. This is exactly the same as Kinzo's study. It's the windows. This closed room can be broken by the windows. This trick of yours is just plain obvious. How? Lady Erica sealed the entire room, right? That means the entire room is sealed, including the windows. I see. It would seem that we have been misinterpreting the definition of these seals. Closed rooms sealed by packing tape are not impossible to break. They form no prison. That's it, exactly. Seals definitely prove that a room is a closed room, however they don't prove that the room will remain as such. They only prove that the room is a closed room as long as the packing tape is not broken. We are not trying to deceive you in any way. As long as the packing tape is intact, they are guaranteed to be closed rooms. That is all. Then why the windows? Why is it that we can break this closed room with the windows? It's simple. We just tear the packing tape apart and jump out. I don't know what the outside wall of the guest house is like, but it must have enough of a foothold for that girl to crawl up it and stick packing tape on the outside without anyone noticing. If you break the packing tape, we will immediately know that the seal has been broken, and we have already proven that the seals were intact at the time of Battler's logic error. True, it's true that at the time you proved that the seals weren't broken. That's how you tricked us into thinking that these were closed rooms. The logic of seals equals closed room doesn't always apply. Gob's specialty was dealing with the finishing blow in closed room mysteries. She leaned back and looked down at the short Glenor as though a challenge such as this was like taking candy from a baby. Glenor looked up at her with bold expression, and sparks flew between them. What do you mean seals equals closed room is wrong? That's insane. Remember, Leah, which seals did Eric and the others show us at that time? Which seals did they show were still intact? I see. This is the sort of falsification that the Great Court of Heaven likes to practice. I cannot let that remark pass. What is your complaint? Come on, I've been saying it the whole time. It's the windows. It's true that you people use those seals to seal them in. They include the windows. And at the time you added those seals, that counted as proof. So far so good. But you know what? After that, anyone in this room could have done it. Who was here again? Genji, Gora, Kanon, Klaus, Rudolph, and Jessica. It could have been any one of them. All they had to do was tear the packing tape on the window, slip out from there, and save Battler. But at the time of the logic error, it was proven that the seals were intact. Incorrect. At that time, Lady Erica only verified the status of the seals on the doors. Look at that face. Yes, come to think of it. At that time, Lady Erica just showed the doors of the two rooms and claimed that the seals were intact for each. She never mentioned the seals on the windows. That's correct. It's probably true that the seals on the doors and windows were perfectly secure when they were added. However, at the time of the logic error, you only confirmed the status of the seals on the doors. In other words, since the time Erica left the guest house, it was not forbidden for someone to break through the windows and leave whenever they wished. What do you say? I've got you now, haven't I? This is how you do things. Commander Glenor, it's nearly time. It seems the bride and groom have arrived. This ends our chat. We will meet again later. With a happy-looking grin on her face, Glenor turned around. But that must have hit her where it hurts. Gob wouldn't let her get away. She grabbed the other's shoulder. Wait there. Tell us whether or not the seals on the windows were still set at the time of the logic error. If you don't, anyone in the room could have saved Battler. And who do you think would have been capable of such a rescue? It doesn't matter who. Then just by personal reference, I'll name Kanon-kun. He seems agile and hiding his presence is his specialty. He's the perfect person to follow after Erica and quickly come to Battler's rescue. Kanon. Impossible. Impossible? Come now, we can't trust what you say with normal words. Use the red truth. Swear upon that red longsword of yours. Miss Gob, a sacred wedding is about to begin here. You asked me to draw my sword at a sacred place such as this. How intelligent and rude. Let's do this some other time. Goodbye. Oh? It's possible for Kanon to save Battler. After Erica sealed the room, he left by the window, switched places with Battler in the guest room, set the chain lock and hid in the closet. Impossible. The window seals were also intact. Of course, this is at the time of the logic error. Gob's rapid reverse roundhouse that followed her blue wedge crossed with Glenor's red longsword and both pointed at the other's throat. The once peaceful mood of the wedding broke apart. Several goat guests whispered to each other, wondering why those two seemed to be fighting. Okay, so you can counter that? Why didn't you just say so in the first place? We thought that Beatrice might eventually reach that thought, then barge in on the wedding with that as the key to Battler's escape. I did not think that you would press us first and force us to show our hand. You do fight dirty, don't you? You were trying to trap Beato by making her inspect the windows, then turn the tables on her. What else should a human who guards the bride be expected to do? Are you satisfied now? A demon world-style wedding truly is vulgar and barbaric. If you would excuse us. So the windows are not gonna work either. Wait up, you haven't fooled me yet. When you mentioned window seals just now, you were talking about the ones on the room where Kanan was, the cousin room, right? Then what about the windows on the next room over? All you've done is shown that the rescue would have been impossible for Kanan. There's still a chance for the humans in the next room over. How very persistent. Uh-oh. We apologize for our rudeness. We are the Chester Sisters Imperial Guards in charge of security at the ceremony. I'm afraid I must ask you both for your stamped invitations. Glenner Ainox. I am with the bride's party. Here is my stamped invitation. Also, here are my credentials as bodyguard to the bride. Confirmed as Chief Nux. Welcome to Lord Battler's wedding. I'm Gab. I'm with the groom's party. Here's my invitation and crap. You didn't get it stamped at the reception desk yet. I came here directly, so I didn't go by the reception desk. Yeah, because she can just go wherever she wants. It's still stamped. Why do you always have to do that at times like this? Gab-sama, my apologies, but we'll have to ask you to come with us to a different room. Glenna watched, shrugged, and turned away. Wait there, Glenna. Respond to my woo-choo. If you want the opinion of the Great Court of Heaven, please fill out an application in accordance with court procedures. Allow me to speak. Know that the ticket window is open from 10 to 5 on weekdays. Lunch break runs from 12 to 1:15. Allow me to speak. Know that the use of whiteout or strike-through is not permitted when filling out forms. There's a rumor that they refuse comic applications for the same thing, yeah? That's an urban legend. Probably. Let us provisionally accept that Bluetooth verbally. It will be put on hold until the proper forms are received and duplicate submissions are not allowed. I don't understand. Can you respond to my Bluetooth or can't you? If you fill out the application on Monday, we should be able to have an answer for you by the end of next month. Good lord. They take their time. Duplicate submissions are forbidden, so the Bluetooth you just spoke will be unusable during this wedding ceremony. This is in accordance with the loss of evidence from the official Great Court Regulations, Article 240 and Section 15, regarding the prevention of duplicate submissions. Please allow me to speak. Know that it is forbidden for Bluetooth to be used if based on the argument the window seals of the next room over were torn at the time of the logic error. Please allow me to speak. Know that the opposing side is under no obligation to respond to the aforementioned Bluetooth. Cowards! Hey, let go of me, Rabbit Band! The Chester sisters let Gob away. Just when she thought she had reached the core, they had underhandedly refused to respond. However, this is a big clue. There's a chance that the window seals on the next room over have been broken. In other words, it might be possible for Hideyoshi, George, Kumasawa, Shannon, and Ranjo to save Battler, and yet just now that move was sealed away. The use of any blue based on the window seals on the next room over might have been broken, has been prevented. It's now impossible to claim that the five who could have saved Battler were the ones who did it. Why exactly? I'm not sure I follow. Okay, but it's 11 o'clock, and oh my god, I just saw that we now have all the corpses with heads cut off. But anyway, it's past 11, and I guess this is a good point for stopping, so next time we will have we will just have Angie everywhere. And that's it for today.